Hey everybody, welcome in. Today we're going to talk about Ethereum, retiring on Ethereum, Ethereum 2.0 and staking, and how it all comes together and all the options you have available to you. So is it worth it? Let's find out. So disclaimer, this is edutainment, as you guys know. Lots of math in here too. Math, money, freedom. See if we can take $100,000 and turn it into $3 million. Maybe, maybe not. Let's find out. So what is Ethereum 2.0? So this is an upgrade to the Ethereum network that aims to improve security and scalability, and of course be more environmentally friendly. This is moving from their current mining model to a staking model, which is what they call proof of stake. POW, proof of work, POS, proof of stake. And the changes involve a new consensus algorithm, more network speed and scalability, and passive income through staking and lower transaction fees, of course, which is the bane of people's existence nowadays. So they're going to fix all that. So Ethereum 2.0 has 3 phases, and we have a long way to go. So the first phase is the beacon chain, and we're currently on that right now, and there are 222,000 validators approximately, for a combined 7.3 million ETH staked already. And the proof of work chain still continues to run alongside the new proof of stake chain, ensuring there's no break in data continuity. And the second part is what they call the merge. This will turn on proof of stake and end the energy intensive proof of work. And the third part is the shard chain, the scalability phase of ETH 2.0. And this shard chain will give Ethereum more capacity to store and access data. And in the meantime, roll-ups like Polygon Matic and other layer 2 technology that will take a lot of the burden of computation out of the blockchain will continue to support the network. And as I mentioned recently within my group yesterday and today, things like Polygon Matic will still remain very much required. Now, when is all of this going to happen? So there are 3 phases we mentioned. Beacon chain is live. The merge should kick in December 2020. Sorry, that should be December 2021. And sharding will be late 2022. So that's kind of the rollout plan. Now, what is staking? For those of you who don't know, let's just cover proof of work, which is what Bitcoin is. Basically, there will be no miners once we go to proof of stake within Ethereum, and the validators will stake their crypto to show that they have a stake in the health of the network. And if they misbehave, basically they could lose their proof of stake. All the incentives are there to make sure they secure the network. And it's extremely difficult to attack the network. In order to attack this new proof of stake network, you'd need to own half of all the Ethereum on that, which is very, very expensive. And it kind of makes no sense to do it. So it is going to be very secure. Now, ETH2 staking, there's a couple of things that are important to know. First of all, it's a one-way door. So once you stake, you will convert your ETH to ETH2, and you will not be able to convert it back again. Now, staked Ethereum will be locked in ETH2 till at least sharding, which will happen sometime, as we mentioned, in 2022, when the transactions are actually implemented. And you will need 32 ETH to become a validator. However, there are ways to stake using a service like a staking pool, and we'll cover some of those as well, some of the most popular ones as we go forward. So, how do staking rewards work? They work on a sliding scale determined by the number of validators on the network. Now, there needs to be a minimum number of validators, a minimum amount of ETH staked for the network to function properly. So the less validators, the higher the interest rate to incentivize more validators to join the network. And as more validators join, more ETH state will be staked, and therefore less essential will be a need to add more validators. Hence, the rewards will fall. So this is what they call the sliding scale. So let's have a look and see exactly how that would work in real life. So first of all, there's a thing I call the sweet spot, which is probably about 10 million ETH to be staked. If there's less than 10 million ETH, there will be a higher interest. And if there's more than 10 million ETH, there'll be a lower interest. So it's like a self-balancing mechanism. Now, if you look at today, there's about 7.3 million ETH staked in ETH 2.0, which is worth about $28 billion, which is staggering. But they still need about another 2.5 million ETH, according to our calculations. Now, the interest rate equilibrium can be seen here. You will see the blue text if the total network stake is 10 million ETH, validators stand to earn about 5.72% interest a year. The network issuance rate will be about 0.55% a year. And that's how it works. You can see from that scale, if there's less validators, higher interest, more validators, less interest. So it'll balance around that sweet spot of about 10 million, 9.5 million ETH, whatever the case may be. Another way to look at it, based on our conservative estimates, we believe the total staked amount could be just under 10 million, which would be the best reward. And that will bring about a base reward quotient of about 320. And the number of validators, approximately 295,000 validators, which is by far the highest number of validators for any protocol out there, bar none. And we know because we've analyzed them all. So how can you stake? So basically, there are 4 main ways you can stake. Number 1, there are staking pools. Number 2 is you can run a validator. Number 3 is you can use a validator as a service model. And number 4 is to use an exchange. My preferred method is not to use the staking pools because I don't like locking away my crypto. However, using exchange staking actually works kind of well for me. Now, if you look at these as well, you can see that staking pools, in terms of risk, they're moderate. To run a validator node is risky. Validator as a service is moderately risky. And exchange staking is stable, pretty safe. When you look at the complexity of staking pools, it's relatively easy to jump on one. To run a validator, it's very hard. A validator as a service is easy, and exchange staking is easy as well. So I'll give you kind of the lay of the land of the 4 different options you have at your fingertips. Now, some of the different pools that are available, you guys may know some of these already. When you look into the various staking options, you can see different rates for different pools. And the leader in the Ethereum staking pool space is Rocket Pool. Also of note, there are different platforms that offer multiple services for staking, like Rocket Pool, and simple staking services and node staking with different rates and requirements as you go down the staking rabbit hole. But let's see what else is available. So here are some of the exchange staking rates. Voyager is just straight interest on deposits. In fact, I was blown away because I didn't even realize I was getting it. Then you have Celsius, pays about 5%, Voyager about 4.6%, and some of the others there, BlockFi 1.5%, which also depends. If you start depositing a large number of Ethereum, you get less rate. Next is about 5%, and Gemini is about 3.5%. So they are some of the different options. I didn't cover them all, but just to give you a taste. If you're not getting 5% or very close to it, then you need to find another solution. Now, who stakes? Who are these stakers? Not stalkers, stakers. So 43% is staked directly, and 28% is done via exchanges, 19% is on pools, and 10% are whales. So drilling down into the specifics, you'll see there's a couple of large ones. For example, Kraken, I think, is one of the largest, control about 14% of the Ethereum. And the second largest exchange in control is Binance, and Voyager's in the mix there as well. So there are some of the big players that are involved in that space. Now, in terms of staking options, you can see here as well, there are some minimums. For example, Lido, all nodes, blocks, staking, and StakeWise all require a minimum of 32 ETH. Rocket Pool requires 16 ETH. And Coinbase, Kraken, and Binance have no minimum requirement. Same with Voyager. I think it's a 0.1 ETH or something in some of those places. So the big question now is, assuming about 5.5% reward and giving the ETH price today of 3,820 when I made this video, the value, if you were to stake 32 ETH, what would it be worth after 10 years? So we'll see. But first of all, we break down exactly what you would get. So here in this model, you will see exactly the ETH reward based on that 5.53%. So the number of ETH reward you get per year is about 1.7684. That gives you your different ROI over time. So after 10 years of staking, your initial 32 ETH will become 49.68. So basically 50 ETH after 10 years. So it may sound like not a lot for those out there in the crypto space, but as ETH appreciates, it becomes quite substantial. So let's talk about the conclusion right now. Does it make sense to stake? So first of all, the big question is, assuming that 5.53% and giving the ETH price of 3,820 today, if you did stake 32 ETH, that would cost you about $122,000. The question is it worth 3.1 million after 10 years? Let's have a look. So here is the model. Now, I basically built in here my conservative price prediction. Now, you guys know me by now. Let me step out for a second. When I model stuff, I don't want people coming back to me after 5 years, 10 years saying, you said it would be this price. So I sandbag to the extreme. So in that being said, these are my price predictions. In fact, 2021, to be super conservative for this model, to prove we can get to 3 million very easily, I said at the year end, Ethereum would be about $4,069. Of course, I believe it could be 8,900 or more. But again, just being conservative. Next year, 5,400. 2023, 7,200. 2024, 9,700, etc. All the way up to 2031 price of $61,761. Now, there are some people, if you look there, like Raoul Paul, he believes we could hit 20,000 easily this year. That's kind of where I am in 2027. So very, very conservative. But taking the staking rewards and benefit and multiplying it out by those annual prices, you will see the year-end values of 130,000. Year-end 2021, of course, going to be a lot higher than that. 184, 2022, 258, 2023. And then 2026, 713, 2029, 2 million, and 2031, $3.068 million. So you see the effect of the compound, very conservative growth rates in Ethereum mixed with the amplification from the staking rewards. And that's powerful. And that's why I was blown away by stumbling into my Voyager account and seeing all of the returns that I had on Cardano, Polkadot, Aave, Chainlink that I didn't even expect to get for like 6 or 8 months. I was like, whoa. It was crazy. Anyway, the point is, I also like the easy button because I don't have time to set up a pool or run a validator or any of that. So, and I'm happy with the 5% or 4.6%. So if we look at the two easy options for me, the Celsius network pays up to 100 ETH, 5.35%, and after 100 ETH, 5.05%, which is very generous. And I use Celsius referral code in the notes below. If you guys use mine, you get $50 worth of Bitcoin if you deposit $400. All donations, I donate to charity from my side because I get the same benefit you guys do as well. And Voyager is what I also do as well. I don't have all my eggs in the one basket. They pay less, 4.6% versus 5%, 5.3%, but still it's good. And again, there's a Voyager referral link. All donations go to charity. So if you want to help charity, let me know. Hope you liked the video and hit the likes, thumbs up, and drop a comment below if you want me to map this out for the top 15 retirement destinations. I can do it for out to 2025, 2026 for ETH, or a combination with staking added in, because it does change the game a lot, as we saw. That $120,000 today, 3.1 million in 10 years. With very heavily sandbagged numbers. And final note as well, remember, there's always a chance ETH could go to zero, so always factor that into your conclusion. Therefore, it's always good to hedge your bets and have not all your eggs in one basket. Thanks, everybody.